Another weekly audit of live sessions. I made some terrible mistakes on Wednesday. I will come back to it in a second, but I also received the biggest lessons on Wednesday. Monday was a simple day. Price just opened, took some tap low levels on higher time frame, went back higher, reclaimed the weekly opening gap, created one sweep pattern, which is SBS, and then another here. This is where I took the first long entry. It ran to 2 hours, but I didn't take partials because I was busy talking. Normally I take partials on 2 hours, but it doesn't matter. Then it got stopped out, and then I entered another one. This blue line is through day open, New York midnight open, whatever you wanna call it. Then price kept expanding higher. I entered the long position over here, then took some partials. It was something like that. And exited here, and last partial was over here. On this day, I was targeting a daily gap on 15 minutes from previous day. I will draw it on daily chart. Okay. This gap. Some call it volume imbalance. Some call it daily opening gap, whatever you want to call it. It doesn't matter. It's all the same. Something like that. Let me come back to Monday. This was my initial target. Let me show it on the Notion too. Simply these setups. I wanna show hindsight setups either. I mean, the setups that I didn't take during the live session, but I think still very good setups. Just a second. I think they are over here. Monday hindsight. Yes, I found it. This setup was pretty good. I will show it on chart too. Let me zoom closer. Price creates a consolidation area, break, retracement, higher high, sweep of the first retracement, and then price keep going higher. This might be a little bit riskier entry, and this entry was with more confirmation. Then price keeps going higher, and there was another one over here. Then price started a deeper retracement. After the deeper retracement, price took a reaction from 200 simple moving average, but I believe this one, taking out this long would be too risky. So instead of that, wait for the reaction, wait for retracement, lower again, and then another impulse higher, and some entry like this might be okay. Target would be the high of that gap, or simply this high, or whatever wherever you wanna target. So also this combo setup was pretty good. We talked about these combo setups many times on live sessions. You can check out the videos. Recordings are still in my YouTube channel. You can see them. This is a lovely combo setup, and this is another combo with double bottom and then fail swing and then going higher. That's it for Monday. Let's proceed with Tuesday. Tuesday, my bias was bullish. I was targeting these gaps and some 4-hour high on the left. So, but these moving averages looked a little bit, especially this 200 simple moving average looking flat. So I wanted to wait a bit. I was waiting to see something like that, but price just closed below this low with one single candlestick, so I decided to wait here. Price was consolidating. I waited and waited, and then price created this combo setup once again. The sweep of external structure low, and then inside of this range another sweep like that. We took one partial from this setup on 1-to-1, I mean on 1 hour, and rest of them came back and closed in break-even. Then we tried another one from this combo. It wasn't an excellent setup, but anyway, I tried. This one got stopped out too, and this day closed in break-even. Close to break-even, almost break-even. So I ended that day's session because price was slow and boring. So I ended that day like that. When I look at the hindsight, I saw some nice setups. I will show them in here. This combo setup was pretty nice. Let me show it in the chart. Price does its thing, goes back and forth, makes the retracement, takes out some highs, and then starts to expanding lower, creates this moving average crossover, right? After the cross, price creates an SPS setup, the setup with sweep. This entry looks okay, targeting these lows. And after this one, price does the same thing once again. Breakout lower, tap, lower low, sweep of the tap, and expanding lower once again, and again in here. Breakout lower, this is the breakout, okay? And then retracement, lower low, come back to sweep that retracement with double or triple top, and then once again going lower and doing the same exact pattern. Price is inside of this range, and before leaving that range inside of it, price does the same pattern once again. This is the break lower, just like that. This is the retracement. This is keep going lower, makes new lows to induce people to trail stop losses in here. So this is kind of a liquidity engineering pattern, the SPS. And this might be the entry for the combo. This would be a partial place, or maybe this is a good partial. These lows are good for partials. Okay, and this would be the eventual target new low of the day. So price kept a little bit longer and then reverse back higher. And inside of that range, by that range I mean once again, price gives another combo, the combo of a combo. This would be the break. See that? Swing breakout sequence is something amazing, and anyone calls stoic trader as fraud is idiot. Okay, this is something amazing, at least in my opinion. Okay, and on 5 minutes there's another nice SPS setup. By SPS I mean the classic sweep setup we like to trade. This is the area, price loses the area and goes lower and taps the area over here and lower low and comes back to take that tap high over here and another high, which is a double top, reversing lower after that double top. Let me check my Notion notes. Yeah, 1 hour was looking like that, and other time frames. These notes are just for me. Tuesday Hindsight. These are the short setups I mentioned. This is the setups that I took and stopped out. This was partial. So Tuesday was like this. Slightly losing day, close to break even. Wednesday started all right, but then I did something, a little mistake. Then I relapsed and I did that old behaviors, old habits. This is how I used to trade in the past, like a psychopath. I would either blow accounts or get big profits, but this is not really a profitable method. I mean, I was getting some payouts now and then, but I don't do it anymore. This was just a relapse, some kind of relapse of an addict. I didn't do this on live session, by the way. It all started with these curious short setups, right? I mentioned the biggest lesson for this week, right? At the beginning of this video. Well, the biggest lesson for me this week was never click the button out of curiosity. If you are curious, sit and watch, okay? So especially this account, because this account is purely for live sessions, right? I mean, I'm using this account, this account is a paper trading account. I don't win or lose anything, but this is data gathering, right? I mean, I am trading the same exact system and same exact pattern every day, which is SPS, and I am gathering that data, and this data is actually really valuable because, well, my brain either believes in the system it has created or it doesn't. Okay, if my brain doesn't believe in this system, then I can't apply it consistently. I have to have faith in my system, and in order to have that faith, my brain needs proof. And how do I gather that proof? Well, by trading like this. Okay, so paper trading is not something unserious. I mean, it's not a game. I think paper trading should be treated something really serious, because during the paper trading we create the habits, right? Our trading habits, and our trading habits determine our success. So I mentioned the mistakes. Now I want to show the first setup I took. Price was dropping with momentum. Oh, by the way, on Wednesday, my bias once again was bullish. I want to mention that too. This is Wednesday. So price was looking like this. My bias was bullish. I was expecting price to test these gaps over here, the weekly gaps from previous weeks, and this high over here. Okay, this was my target, but I do not trade my own bias, so I didn't take any trades, and I waited for price to confirm my entry right after 9:30. So when I was waiting price to confirm my entry, well, price started dropping that, right? And look at these imbalances, multiple of them, and look at the way price tested this London low. During the live session, I said in order for price to hit my targets, I would rather see price is not taking out these lows. I mean, because this low is a really this low is in a really key level. Excuse my English, I'm back. And during the London, if price creates a low on a on an important key level like this and then starts an expansion, I don't want to see the London low being taken. Okay, so since price started to attack that London low, I was feeling like, well, maybe I was wrong. Maybe my bias was not correct. Okay, I was expecting at least from here, reversal from here. After price started keep dropping lower, I said, okay, I guess my bias was wrong. Price didn't want to take out these highs and these levels, and it decided to get lower, and price swept this one. When I see that price is sweeping this one, I immediately could see price is coming here, right? I mentioned all of this on live session, you can check it out. Why? Because this was a significant level, and if price is coming back to this level, then it means it might want to come back to this level too, right? Because I was thinking like price should have done its business over here, but it came here. Once again, that means it might come here too. And this was my target for the short setup. On 1 minute, we don't see anything, but on 30 seconds, oh, by the way, I want to mention these multiple imbalances once again. So because of those multiple imbalances, because of the speed of the price, I dropped to 30-second chart. I zoom in when the price is fast and I zoom out when the price is slow. Okay, simply that. And I immediately saw this one. Once again, same exact pattern. 1, price is dropping. 2, this little swing high. This little swing high is the retracement. Then lower low, price comes back to sweep at that swing high. Okay, and then a black candle, and my entry was something like that, around here, I guess. So entry from here with sell stop. By sell stop, I mean I simply wait for closure of this candlestick. I place my sell stop order over here. Okay, and price with the next candlestick, price took my entry. I just put my stop loss, and this is almost zero drawdown setup. Price came back to entry once again, but didn't spend for too many time. And this was the last target. The logic was simply like that. Okay, let me close this and come back to Wednesday. It'll take just a second. Oh, not Wednesday, Thursday. We are on the Thursday. Okay, this was a no, we were on Wednesday. Excuse me, that's my bad. Okay, this was the idea, and I left one runner over here. This was my initial target, but then once again, out of curiosity, I carried position 1 more this long wick, and price was visiting that long wick for the first time, and price might bounce places like that. And if we look at that 15-minute chart, we can clearly see a move origin over here. Move origin, demand zone, order block, whatever you wanna call it. Okay, it's all the same. Anyone saying it's not same is lying, including ICT. So this was the short idea, and then price, as you can see, took this one, right? I mean, price closing above the 20 simple moving average. When something like this happens, I don't know how far it will retrace, right? So most of my short setups might get stopped out. For example, this one stopped out, this one stopped out, this one stopped out. Okay, so what I needed to do was to wait for retracement to be ended, really ended. Okay, And how can I know if it is ended or not? Well, I can wait for a combo setup. I mean, a combo setup inside of the retracement leg, right? Imagine something like this. This is the combo setup idea. Okay, I want to mention something else too. I believe this is something I learned from this week. Whenever price accumulates below or consolidates below a key level like that, this weekly opening gap, consolidation below, breakout above, one shouldn't stand against this. Yeah, I mean, I think this kind of long setups are okay to take. All right, or look at this. Look how this looks. All right. I mean, look at this. This is the first sequence, breakout, the first retracement, the higher high, sweep of the first retracement, and then reverse back higher right after tapping this weekly opening gap. Let me show it on 5-minute chart. It looks cleaner on 5-minute. Something like that. Same exact pattern, right? Look at this. Break, retracement, higher high, sweep of the retracement, double bottom, and then reverse higher. You see that? This is our pattern. Break, first retracement, higher high, sweep of the first retracement, double bottom reversal. By the way, these blue lines are New York Midnight Open or what was that? True Day Open. Okay. If this is New York, the time is New York, then this zero candle. It's simply that level. I believe this level works pretty nice as a support or resistance level. So let's keep going with Thursday. Okay. Thursday. The first setup entry was from here, short. It got stopped out. Price made a double top. This was our tap high, the high that we waited for sweep. Price swept it. Keep going lower. I mean, price was looking kinda fast, so I thought price, and it was before 10 a.m. Before 10 a.m. price is usually faster, so I thought it might go faster. But also a lot of manipulations occur here, so it's more difficult to trade between 9:30 and 10 a.m. But it's okay. So one stopped out, another. This erased the loss and left some buffer, and we use that buffer over here. This was an excellent setup. I definitely recommend you to go watch the video of today, February 12th, Thursday. Definitely great setup, and I explained the setup on that video. I will explain it real quick over here. I don't want to make this video too long. So this is the tap highlight, right? Same logic. This is our consolidation area, breakout, first sequence, retracement, second sequence, lower low, third sequence, breakout, retracement, lower low, sweep of it, and then inside of this structure there was a mini combo setup. This is breakout, this is retracement, this is lower low, this is sweep, and this is double top, and then reverse lower. Okay, so this high was our second sequence, the high that we wait for a sweep, and this high is over here. Okay, This lower candles are first sequence, that breakout of the zone. This is the breakout, right? Breakout, retracement, as you can see in here. This is the third sequence. Third sequence is taking out this range extreme, okay? Extreme low. So after that, sweep. And when we zoom in inside of this range, once again, we see that little thing, okay? It is only visible on seconds chart, but I won't go into seconds chart because we can see it here. Break, retracement, lower low, sweep of the retracement, then double top and reversal lower. So this setup was something like that. I mean, it was pretty solid setup, nice entry, and before I closed the session, I mentioned this one. Price was looking like this. I said this might be another tap high and price might keep going lower after sweeping that one. Price also used this gap as a resistance level. Remember, this gap might look as support resistance level. Price might flip it back and forth. As you can see over here, it became a support. Price went higher. Support here. Dipped below and then once again used as a support. Okay. The same exact gap. Just a weekly gap. And resistance over here with the clean pattern, with the clean looking SMA 20. Price is below that. This is a resistance level, but this is a dynamic resistance level. That 20 simple moving average is a dynamic resistance level, and this gap level is a static resistance level. Okay, then price starts to accelerating lower. I mean, it gets faster. When it gets faster, it does its thing quicker, right? Eventually the consolidation and then end of the day. Okay, let me keep going to Friday. Friday, the day was we were cautious. We talked about recency bias, and we told ourselves, we reminded ourselves that we have to avoid recency bias. We told that we can't assume price is going lower just because it did yesterday. And we said yesterday was yesterday and it was done, and today was another day and we might see completely different price action. Then we checked out this consolidation here, then we checked the moving averages. It 200 simple moving average was looking flat, so and 20 was crossing back and forth. These were too close to each other around the market open, so we didn't pull the trigger and we didn't hold on to a bias. Then price came here, take the Asia high. Okay, session liquidity, Asia high over here. I wanna show it on here, 5-minute chart. This is the Asia high. Price took it, went lower. This is just for our imbalance. These were the short setups. Price sweeps the Asia high, then breaks lower. This consolidation range, small consolidation range, was broken lower. Price left an imbalance intact and another imbalance. Test the first imbalance and then come back lower. This creates our sequence. We wait for the sweep, but normally I explained this on live session 2. Normally I would take my short entry right here, like I would place my sell stop entry right below this candlestick. Okay, normally I would enter from here, but since today conditions were different, since price was a little bit more range bound and a little bit more back and forth. I didn't participate this one because I told myself, well, we might see a double top over here, one more sweep, one more push, okay? So I didn't take this one, but then price created this and I took this short entry on live session and added another one around over here, trail stop, took the trailing stop and entered once again from here because this became a combo setup. This one is the combo. Let me show it on the chart so you can see it more clearly. This is the high that we expect to be swept, right? Price sweeps it. After the sweep, we expect one more push, right? And the another push and then reversal lower. Price makes this push here and makes the reversal right when it traces below this candlestick's low. So this was our entry for the first short. Some partials around here on 1R, 2R, etc. whatever. So then price took our trailing stop, but when it is taking our trailing stop, it did the same thing. This breakout, you may call this one or this one, first sequence, right? What did I tell? Another sequence inside of the range, right? Inside of this range, another sequence and pretty close to high. So the other entry was over here, stop loss was here, the target was here, but target was this 200 simple moving average, but I went out earlier than that because I wanted to take the long too, and I could have entered a long from here, but I didn't because since price was slow, I expected another double bottom, okay? Same logic, same reason I didn't take out this short, because I can clearly see that price is slower today, and if it is slower, it is not in a hurry. It is not going to rush somewhere. So if it is not going to rush somewhere, if there is not enough volume for price, then what will price do? It will seek some more orders. And how does it do that? Well, by taking out some levels, right? So price makes another dip, which creates the double bottom. And this is the entry. I just exited from here because I was content with it, and I told myself I can see what it does, where it I mean I just exited from here, and I told myself if price keeps going higher, then we can use it as a study subject, and we can then decide if we should carry it more or not. But when I zoom out, I see something like that. Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention that this long setup is a combo too. Let me show it. This is a range, right? The breakout of the range, which is first sequence. Then retracement towards the range, just at the range high. This is the second sequence. Then price kept going higher. Third sequence, okay. One, let me make it green. 1, 2, 3. This is 4, and this is double bottom reversal 5. And inside of this range, same exact logic with that short setup, right? Since price was slower, both worked, and we were able to play ping pong with price, right? So this was the second sequence in this range structure inside of this range, okay? The internal structure, with which is why we call it a combo. This is third sequence. This is third sequence. Double bottom and then reversal higher. And when you zoom out, you see another one, right? This one. This is the breakout, retracement, higher high, sweep, going higher. So I believe this was an excellent week. We learned a lot of stuff. We saw that we can make consistently profitable with this model as long as we stay true to our plan, okay, and do not deviate it like that. Don't do things like that. And I promise I will try my best to not doing things like that again. I think I won't trade too much when I'm not live streaming, because during the live stream I act more disciplined because I don't want to confuse people. I don't want to steal anyone's time. So that forces me to be more grounded and more disciplined. This is the only reason I'm doing this YouTube stuff. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment. I will see you on the Monday with the live stream. Take care of yourselves. Goodbye.